Somebody asked if I would do a video of my work from home routine, which is kind of funny because I'm not much of a routine person. I go to bed at different times. I wake up at different times. I sometimes take a shower in the morning. I sometimes take a shower at night. I don't always eat the same thing every day. I'm just not really a routine kind of girl, but this will give you kind of a general idea of what I do in a day. And I had a meeting first thing this morning, but I've had some coffee now and feeling much more awake. As you could probably tell from video, I am not much of a morning person. So I work for a company that does durable medical equipment. So we sell wheelchairs and CPAP machines and all that kind of stuff. And I do customer service for them, and I also do all of their marketing. So newsletters and social media and all that kind of stuff. And so I take phone calls throughout the day for the orders I'm working on, but then I also am working on the digital marketing side if there's a project that I need to do, which is one of the things I'm doing today. I've been working for them for about 3 years now. I was working for them when I lived in Ohio, and then I started working remotely for them when I moved to Florida. And so, yeah, that's my 8:30 to 5 job, and then I fit in the Daniellability stuff, when I'm on my breaks, or I edit in the evening when I've been doing a video and that kind of stuff. So anyways, I hope you enjoy following me along for the day, and I'm gonna get back to work. So it's time to take a break. And one of the things that I've noticed with working from home is I have to be more conscious of moving around. So I am gonna go get the mail. I got a postcard from my sister. She and her husband are traveling around the United States right now. They got married a little over 6 months ago and kind of trying to figure out where they want to settle down. And so they've been traveling all over. This postcard is from Missouri, and she went and toured the Laura Ingalls Wilder home that's there. We played Pioneers and read all of the Laura Ingalls Wilder books growing up, and it's just a really good memory for both of us. And so this is so sweet. She sent me a postcard when she went and toured the home, which is like such a fun thing to get. And I also collect postcards, so that's just a really fun one to add to my collection. It's about 1 o'clock now, so I'm going to take my lunch break. One of the things I really love about working from home is I feel like I eat a lot healthier because I'm either eating leftovers from my dinner the night before or something I have in the refrigerator. And when I was working in the office, I feel like I never took the time to really pack a good lunch. And so it was always just grabbing something really quick or ordering out or that kind of thing. And when I'm home, I have 30 minutes of lunch break, and so I can make something really quick. And I also feel like I'm spending a lot less money because I'm not ordering out all the time. So I made myself a salad last night for dinner, and so today I have a bunch of veggies that are left over from the salad because it was just a salad for me. So I cut up the rest of the veggies so that I could have them with hummus. And while I'm eating lunch, I usually catch up on Instagram and do a Daniellability post if I didn't do it during my early or morning break, or reply to some comments. So, catch up on other stuff. And a lot of times I'm either listening to a podcast or music throughout the day. So I usually have that going during lunch as well. I've always got something I'm listening to. If you have any recommendations for good podcasts, let me know. I'm a tiny bit behind on my water intake for the day. I'm supposed to be at 1 o'clock and I'm not even at 11, but I will say I tend to drink more like around dinner time because I tend to be more thirsty then for whatever reason. And then during the day while I'm working, I'm not going back and forth to the bathroom a ton. So I do tend to drink more from like 5 until 9. And then I try not to drink a ton after 9 because I don't want to be up all night. Lunch always goes by way too fast. It's already 1:30 and time to get back to work. Delivered, so I'm gonna go out and get it. I do HelloFresh for my meals. This is not sponsored or anything, but it's what I use. I just feel like for a single person, it's a really good option. I feel like when I was just buying groceries and making meals myself, I had a ton of food waste. Like I would buy a whole head of lettuce if I was making a salad and I would use half of it and then the rest of it would go bad before I had a chance to use it again. So I just felt like that happened a lot, and HelloFresh is not super expensive if you pick the right kind of meals. Anyways, that's what I do and feel like it's a pretty good option for a single person. I'm gonna go ahead and take my afternoon break and get my food put away and get these dishes put away that I had washed last night. So if you've never done like a food delivery service, that sounds super bougie, but anyways, this is what HelloFresh comes with. So I got 2 meals. One is a taco salad, and then the other one is an omelet. Decided to do breakfast for dinner. And so you get these recipe cards, but then there's also an app that gives you the recipes. That's what I use. So then everything that you need comes in a little bag. So there's 2 of these since there's 2 meals, and it has everything already portioned out, which you'll see later because I'm gonna show making dinner, so you'll see kind of how it all works. and then I'm gonna get these dishes put away. I pretty much only drink 1 cup of coffee a day. I drink half of it in the morning and then half of it usually in the afternoon if I finish it. A lot of times I'll make a cup and then end up not finishing it if I don't want some in the afternoon. So I have my coffee here from earlier this morning and I'm gonna go heat it up. I'm really excited because I made some really good progress on the project I was working on earlier today. It's a flyer to advertise one of the products that we sell. I always love working on the artistic side of my job. I like both sides of my job. I love working with people, but I just really enjoy any kind of design or artistic side of my job that I get to do. So that was a fun morning and a little bit of the afternoon, and sent off the first draft to get some feedback on, so that's good. One of the things I'm really thankful for with modern technology, and honestly part of something that came out of COVID that was actually a positive, is the ability to work from home. I worked from home for, I think it was about 3 weeks during COVID, when they were still trying to figure out how they were going to handle the office situation and stuff. I'm just really thankful that that all got figured out, because then me moving was a much smoother transition and I was able to keep the same job and work with all the same people. And I'm not sure if the company that I work for would have necessarily been as open to me working from home if I hadn't done that during COVID and had kind of like a test period to, be able to show that I can still be productive and that kind of thing. I FaceTime with my coworkers and my managers all the time. And it's great because I still get to see them and communicate with them because of technology. And I'm really thankful for that because I absolutely love my coworkers. They're all super kind people and I just really enjoy working with all of them. My managers have done a really great job of keeping me in the loop and, keeping lines of communication open and making me feel included in things. So that's been really nice. And it also helps me not feel so lonely throughout the day because I'm still getting to see people and talk to people. So it's definitely helpful in a work from home environment. If I was just doing data entry all day or, not talking to anybody, it would feel a lot more lonely than it does. This afternoon, I need to make some phone calls and confirm some appointments and things like that. So I'm gonna get started on that. It's 5 o'clock. Now that I'm done with work, I can do whatever I want, obviously. So I'm going to start editing this video because there's a lot of footage to get through and I do all my own editing. So it's gonna take a while to get through everything in order to get it done for Friday. And I'm not quite ready to start making dinner anyways. So I'm gonna do this for a while and then I'll make dinner. All right, so I have been editing for about an hour and a half now and getting a little hungry, but I realized that I need to water my plants outside before it gets dark. So I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna make dinner. I've been trying to get better with plants. I usually cannot make anything grow, but my mom is really good at plants and she's been teaching me. And I also feel like I'm a little bit better at Florida plants because like succulents and things don't require a lot of water and I always forget to water things. So far I'm doing pretty good. My patio's been quite the labor of love. It wasn't super great when I first moved in, so I stenciled the concrete and then I built a fountain and obviously planted a bunch of plants and even made some planters, so I'll show you all those things as I'm watering. I made these planters out of paint cans and paint sticks. Right, I'm going to make some dinner, but before I start, I'm gonna pour myself a glass of wine. Tonight I'm going to make the omelet because it sounds like it's gonna be quick and I don't really feel like spending a bunch of time cooking. And it's also 7:15, so I don't wanna eat super late. I am going to do another video specifically about my kitchen, and I'll do a whole meal cooking and showing you all the things, but since this video is already getting kind of long, I'm just gonna go ahead and make dinner and I'll show bits and pieces, but I'm not gonna do a full drawn out thing. And I'm not really gonna talk a whole lot about my kitchen just because, like I said, this video is already getting kind of long and I don't wanna bore you guys. So I'm gonna make dinner. Had the tomatoes and the greens served separately as kind of like a salad, but I decided to just put it all in the omelet, so we'll see how it goes. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Okay, dinner is served. Let's see how it tastes. So I think I actually like it better with the tomato and the greens in there. If it was just the onions and the cheese, like the recipe, and the bacon, as the recipe said, I think it would actually be kind of boring. So I'm glad that I did that. It was a happy little accident, as Bob Ross would say. Done with dinner, and Lucy and I had a little play session. I always try to play with her for at least a little while every day just to have her get some energy out and that kind of thing, because she's just laying around all day while I'm working and I don't want her to be up all night because then I will be up all night. So I try to get a little energy out with her playing. And it's just about 9 o'clock and I'm gonna work on some writing for a little while. I've been working on a book for the last few months just for fun. I always had on my bucket list that I wanted to write a book at some point, and I don't know if I'll ever get it published, but I would love to illustrate it because I've always wanted to illustrate a book. And then who knows, it might get published, it might not, but I've been having a lot of fun writing it. I hadn't really written anything since college until I started it, and I always really liked writing. I always loved my English classes in high school and in college, so I'm gonna work on that for a while. One of the things that I really like about working on this book is I'm also doing research along the way. So I've been listening to a lot of historical fiction audiobooks, and I've also been doing a lot of research on the time period that I'm having it set in. And so, yeah, it's really fun to not only be writing something, but also learning things and, you know, doing research on a time period that I find really interesting. So I ended up hardly working on my book at all. I got sucked back into editing this video. I really enjoy editing a lot. It's really fun for me, but I think I'm gonna end things here because it's really late. I stayed up way later than I intended to. It's like 1 in the morning and I'm really tired. And so I think I'm just gonna get ready for bed really quick and go to bed. And this video is already super long, so I'm not gonna add to it by showing you getting ready for bed. There's one thing I wanted to mention really quick before I sign off, and that is just the reason behind a video like this, and all of my videos really, is just to show that life with a disability is doable. Yes, there are differences, and yes, there are ways that I've had to adapt and do things differently than other people, but I still work full time. I still have hobbies and things I enjoy doing and really enjoy life. And so I just wanted to mention that as part of this whole thing. You know, showing here's what I do in a day seems like a silly, monotonous kind of thing to me, at least. I don't know. But the purpose of it is to show that people with disabilities have potential to lead really quote unquote normal lives. And so, anyway, I just wanted to mention that as part of this whole thing. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching and for spending the day with me, and I will see you guys next time.